Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I decided to take a sick day off of work. I've just been not feeling so great this morning. Just tiredness, honestly. I've had a couple of weeks of just non-stop stuff and just haven't been able to rest. But I can't really rest either, so I thought, why don't I kind of go through my books because I've been trying to do some spring cleaning and think about whether there's anything I could downsize. Now, I've already gone through this already a little while ago and picked out a few things that I thought maybe I could part with. So I'll start with this stack here. This is The Heart of the Antarctic by Ernest Shackleton. It's just a mass media paperback. Not a big fan of mass media paperbacks, but I don't see myself reading this again. It was interesting, especially if you wanted to contrast this with South. But I just don't see myself needing to hold on to this, so I might let that one go. I think it was secondhand when I got it too. Actually, this shouldn't be in this stack because I do want to keep that. I don't know why that was there. And this as well. Okay, so really just two books in this stack. A History of East Asia by Charles Holcomb. I did a video of this not too long ago, and it was really not a good book in my opinion. It was just very dry. You can learn some things from it, obviously, but I just don't think I would want to keep it. So these two, kind of thinking about maybe letting them go. Let's go over to my bookcase and have a look over there. Alright, so everything on the top shelf I'm pretty much keeping, so we don't need to look at that. Those are kind of books in the queue. Okay. So, I think I'm going to be keeping this. This is T.E. Lawrence's translation of the Odyssey. I don't think it's a great translation of the Odyssey in hindsight. I do like it because of the connection with him, and it's just interesting to hear his whole thoughts on that, especially in context of his own journey from, I guess, heroic romanticism to more of a pragmatic and world-weary viewpoint. So I think it's significant. It's just not maybe not the best Odyssey to read. I have a couple of poetry books here I haven't read fully yet. You've seen this one before. I don't know if I've shown this one before, Poems of Rome. So I'm gonna hold on to those. The Art of War and Chinese Poems, gonna hold on to those for now. A couple of poetry books by people I know in the blogosphere. Definitely gonna keep those. Let me go a little quicker here, otherwise it's gonna be terribly tedious. Let's see here. It's hard to know like what to let go. Okay, so The Last of the Mohicans. I don't think I'm gonna let this go, but I think I need to read it soon and then decide if I'm gonna keep it or not, because I'm not a huge fan of Cooper's style. I find it very tedious, if I'm being honest. But this is supposed to be a really good novel and a very good story, so let me pull that one out as a possible candidate. I'm not a big fan of Frankenstein, but I want to read the edited version to make sure that I'm not a fan of it. I read the original Mary Shelley version years ago, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. Which makes me wonder if there's just something better about Percy Shelley's edit, so we have to find that out. Let me pull it out as another possibility of something to let go in the future. I do like the cover, but I don't want to get too attached to a book just because of its cover. The Red and the Black was a book that I had started at one point. I probably should try it again and decide to either read it or let it go. It was very funny and interesting at the beginning, and then it just kind of got a bit tedious as it went on. Hello there. Let's see. Okay, these would be really good candidates here to read or to let go. the Master and Commander series by Patrick O'Brien and Horatio Hornblower. I have read a couple of Hornblower books because I really did like the TV series, but I did not like Forster's writing style. Not E.M. Forster, C.S. Forster. And I can see myself getting rid of it, or not building the collection. But I think I need to read Beat to Quarters, which was the first book that was published, and just make sure that I don't like his writing. Sadly to say, because I do like the TV series. I'll pull these two out as well, because I think it's one of those things where I need to decide, am I going to read it and build up the series, or just let it go. I should probably read this one as well. I've never read any Georgette Heyer, and this one sounded really interesting. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. I'm not really into romance genre anymore. Well, never really was, but not really into Jane Austen romance anymore, I should say. So we'll try that. I definitely want to read Mansfield Park and Emma again, because I did like those two. Okay, moving on. I think these are all keepers. I have 2 copies of Jane Eyre. One of them is the Vintage Classics Silhouette, which I really like. And it's also, I want to say it might be a facsimile. It just looks like a facsimile on the inside. I also have my childhood copy from my parents, which I'm very attached to this copy, as you can imagine. This is probably the first classic that I really fell in love with, apart from like Sherlock Holmes, which was my top favorite. Oops, sorry for the glare. I don't know if I'm going to keep both of these, okay? I might actually get rid of this one, believe it or not. But I do have the matching Wuthering Heights, so we shall see. Okay. Moving on. Just had to read those few at the end. Okay, here's my very small Dickens collection, Jules Verne notebook. Middlemarch. Middlemarch would be a really good one to decide, am I going to finish it or am I going to let it go? I did not enjoy the first half as much as I was hoping I would. This is as far as I got. Camera is not... Oh boy, the focus is terrible. Anyway, I think I gave it a good college try, as they say, whatever that means. So we'll think about letting that one go potentially. Strindberg, Miss Julie, and Other Plays. This was an interesting read. We read this for Sweden, and I don't know if I would read this again, in all honesty. It was interesting, okay? And I think especially some of his latter plays, he was doing some very interesting and creative things in them, but I don't really like listening to Strindberg. His voice, he's very, not a pleasant character himself, and it shows through his characters that he created. So I might let this one go. It's not a book I'm very fond of. We have some Ibsen, and I might hold on to Strindberg as long as I have not yet read Ibsen, because I believe they were rivals, and would be great to compare and contrast and all that good stuff. Jules Verne, I might actually let go of this book. I liked this book, but whether I would read it again, probably not. It just didn't leave that much of an impact on me. I'll think about that one, actually. And let's see. Conrad. I don't have enough Conrad. That's the actual problem. Big fan of Conrad. Whoops. Yeah, I think those are keepers. And okay, moving down. Okay, here's a book that's kind of hiding in the corner. This is The 20th Century by Albert Robida. I think I did a video on this, or a podcast. I think I did a podcast. I don't think that podcast is available anymore since I took down my podcast. I will have to see about reposting this. This is an interesting book. I'll just show you real quick if I haven't shown you before. Robida was sort of like Jules Verne. He was sort of this visionary kind of author, and so his book actually predicts a lot of things that we have today. I think my favorite one was the woman who wakes up in the middle of the night because of her phone going off. That was glorious. So that's a fun book. I just don't know if I would read it again. I might keep it as more of a reference book. Lu Xun. I did a book review of Lu Xun on my blog. I thought there was a lot of merit in his stories, food for thought. Did I love them? I wouldn't say I loved them. And I have not yet finished this collection, so I think that's a good candidate to finish it and see if it's worth keeping or not. Same with The Prisoner of Zenda. This is another one I had started. I found this at a thrift store, and it wasn't really as interesting as I thought it would be. Okay. What else have we here? Tarzan. Tarzan's probably another one I should read. Now, I have higher hopes for Tarzan because Marianne Guevara just read it and she really liked it. And she has good taste. So I have high hopes I'm gonna like this one. Let's just leave that here for now. Faulkner. I caved and got this 3-book set of Faulkner like late last year. It's from the Oprah Book Club, and I guess I just caved because it was the complete set. I used to have The Sound and the Fury in this edition, but this was at the used bookstore, and it was really cheap, and it was complete in like almost new condition. So I was like, okay, we'll give Mr. Faulkner another try. I have higher hopes of enjoying As I Lay Dying in Light in August. I think I might try to read Light in August for real this time. Deary me, it's very dusty. I'm sorry about that. Okay, moving on. Alrighty. I always feel this conflict about books like Agatha Christie, The 13 Problems, and now this Woodhouse book I have, because I can't help but feel it's sad just to have one book in a really good series. So it's like, I don't know, I feel this weird discomfort having just one book from the series. It's like I either need to build a series or maybe not build the series and just let it go. I know it's strange thinking, but anyway. Rebecca, I need to reread Rebecca and decide if I want to keep it or not. I really liked it as a 12 or 13-year-old girl, but you know, that was a different time. We'll try that one again and see if I like it. I have 2 copies of The Painted Veil. I have this one with the picture of a lady on front that I really like. I also have a movie tie-in version. I have not seen the movie yet. I know. I keep planning to watch it. Actually, I had forgotten about that. I think this is the one. This is the one my mom got rid of. She read it. I didn't like it as much as me, I guess. So, such is how it often goes. I mean, I'm really bad at recommending books to people, so if you watch my videos, please don't take my recommendations too seriously. I find that most people don't like my recommendations. Independent People by Halldór Laxness. This is going to be our read for Iceland, I think. But I think we were waiting because it sounded pretty similar to, okay, Christine Lavren's daughter. It's even referenced on the cover. We're going to let that one wait. I'm trying to remember why I bought this. I think what happened here is I tore the cover or something. Did I tear a page? Oh, yeah, there's like a little tear here. And I wasn't planning to buy this, but after I tore that, I'm like, I should probably buy this. Because it was a small bookstore too, where I was like, I just felt like, okay, now that I've damaged some of their inventory, let's take it home. I didn't even have this, so it turned out to be fine. I don't like 1984, just full disclosure. But it's probably one of those books that's good to have for reference, because I'm really into the dystopian stuff. The Caine Mutiny, that one. Okay, let's go through the rest of these kind of more quickly. I haven't read The Fall of Gondolin. I did read The Children of Hurin. I think I might let this one go, believe it or not, although the artwork is really pretty. I mean, it's actually probably worth keeping for the artwork. So let's think about that one. And then all of these I'm gonna keep for now. Yeah. What's that? Oh, okay. Oh, actually, I'm not sure if I'll keep the complete Cosmic Comics. I think Calvino has some really creative ideas when it comes to short stories, and there were a couple short stories I did like. But I wouldn't say it's a book I'm gonna think of rereading, so I might let this one go too. But let's think about that. So, okay, for fiction I have a pretty good stack now. Not too bad. That would be great. That would allow me to really reorganize here and get better use of the shelf. Let's go look at the nonfiction. I think from the nonfiction, so these are like my really contemporary nonfiction topics about politics and Asia and just a lot of dark stuff, actually. I mean, North Korea's hidden revolution. This was an interesting book. I might let it go though, because I don't think I'll be reading it again. It was an interesting, like, I read a series of books on North Korea at one point, and it was worth reading. I just don't know. I don't see myself returning to it. The Trans-Pacific Experiment, I need to read that one. I'd started it, but yeah, that one I'd probably, let's just pull these out like that. You don't tip everything over. And I think Xi Jinping, The Backlash would be an interesting one to possibly let go. It's more of a snapshot in time essay. Hello, Julius. And yeah, I don't know if I'll be reading it again. Okay, so you've probably seen most of these before, and I don't think I'll be getting rid of anything here because most of them are books I want to read, not yet read. This one in particular, I had started it, and it's an amazing book. Absolutely amazing. Stefan Zweig's The World of Yesterday. But it's one of those books I know I'm just going to need to just completely focus on 110%. So I'm kind of waiting for that golden opportunity, which isn't soon in coming. I might get rid of this. Poetry of the First World War. It's an okay collection. I don't see myself reading it again. I actually rather liked T.E. Lawrence's collection more, Minorities, which has some war poems in it. Well, yeah, well, let's just say it has poems from that era, and he was in the war, so, Recollections, Japan, I've had that book so long, I need to read that one. A bunch of Penguin Great Journeys here that I am going to keep. I picked up a couple of more recently. Or just one. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, I picked up one of these recently. In the Heart of the Amazon Forest. These are great. If you see these, I can say that you ought to buy them because I have not read Fighting in Spain either, but The Cobra's Heart was amazing. And Adventures in the Rocky Mountains is amazing, as is The Congo and the Cameroons, and then Escape from the Antarctic is actually an excerpt from South by Shackleton. If you don't want to tackle the whole book, it's probably a good one to read. Speaking of South, I think I got rid of the Shackleton biography that I didn't finish because I didn't like it. I might need to read this one. This is a very famous account by Lansing. Not a first-person account, but just sort of a third-person account. And then The Emperor's Sea Eagle. I need to read this one. I've had it so long. I need to read that one. So, and then I'm keeping Bonhoeffer because this was my grandpa's copy that he put notes in. So I wasn't going to read that one, but I think it'd be interesting to see his notes. Okay, that's about it for nonfiction. I mean, I have some design related books, but that's for work, so it doesn't count. Yeah, I don't know. How do you guys decide what books to keep? And do you think I made the right choices, or is there something I should hold on to? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.